Spirits that linger beyond the veil, we call to you tonight. Guide our hands.
It's working.
Let's do this, boys. Let's summon some big booby goth baddies.
Whoa.
You okay, bro?
What's up, everyone? Happy Tuesday. It's Compass, the Fulfillment King, comic book writer Mark Polton. And this is a special live stream. We're talking Terror in the Trenches 2 with Von Klaus. We'll be on shortly. But first, I want to say hello to the chat. First in the chat, as always, our guy, Ice Pick Mark Pengrin, throwing up the pizza slice. He wants everyone to know Terror in the Trenches Volume 2 is available on Indiegogo, also available on Kickstarter. You can also get Terror in the Trenches Volume 1, Monster MD, and Kataru Witch Hunter here now at Rise Again Comics. Also subscribe to Von's Haunted Castle on YouTube. And don't forget, Gungoth Footpath Hostile Assets launches on Kickstarter May 1st. Thank you, Mark. Getting all that out of the way. But speaking of Gungoth Footpath, let's bring up the sign-up page, guys. If you would, please sign up for it. Launching May 1st. It's a Friday. I think I have the day off from work, so I'm going to just kick off the stream early, probably at noon, and launch this book. Great team up with Page One Comics. Their character Footpath, who just had a successful Kickstarter campaign that's fulfilling. It's already fulfilled to people if they backed it. They already got their book. But teaming up with Gungoth, and this is kind of a nod to the '90s. Books like Killer Instincts and The Kindred, Backlash and Grifter. We got two badass females, Gungoth and Footpath, teaming up. And that's not all. We're bringing some of the other characters from our universes over as well, including U.S. Assassin. There he is back in the background with Zero Face and Slither. Also from the Page One universe, we got Blowtorch in there as well. Go sign up, guys. The artwork's fantastic. This is Edson Alves. Anthony George, who colors pretty much all my books. He's on colors. Dexter Weeks is going to be lettering this, so a lot of the familiar faces on this one. But man, Edson Alves is so good. This artwork is absolutely killer. So make sure you sign up. And also, guys, I want to remind you, Ride and Pain Book 2 on Fund My Comic right now. It's a second chance campaign. Book is all done. We're sending it off to the printer. Some of the books, some of the earlier, like the catch-up tier books, book 1, already sent to the printer. Some of our stretch goals have come in already. Our 6 a.m. magnet is already in there. So make sure you're back. Books are going to be shipping or printed in April. I should have them in May. And I'm sure I'll do some fulfillment streams, signing them and boxing them up out to everyone. We were originally on Indiegogo. We're doing 30 days over on Fund My Comic before we close this out and wrap it all up. I'm going to play the trailer for everyone.
In the shadows lurks a tale of dread, where love meets blood and the living dead. Sean Payne, a hunter with a heart torn, chasing whispers of a child lost forlorn. A burden when he bears a line cross to fight. In the darkness he seeks the light. Writhe and pain where shadows entwine. A family fractured, but love will combine. Through horror and fire, they'll break the chains. In the heart of Vineland, where nothing remains. The tome of black whispers spells of sin, crafting portals to let the fiends in. His daughter Grace, a witch unafraid, in the chaos of love, her magic was made. Together they'll rise, witching men, to reclaim the night, to make their stand. Writhe and pain where shadows entwine. A family fractured, but love will come.
We got all the covers available, including the covers from the Indiegogo campaign. Here's Chris Gray's original cover. We got a cover by John Malin as well. And then 2 new covers. Here's Chris's new cover for the Fund My Comic campaign, as well as this is my favorite, the Brian Denham from Violator versus Bedrock fame. He's homaging himself with this cover. Absolute killer, beautiful colors by Anthony George. And then we're doing the oversized black and white editions as well for volume 2. And if you never got the first book, have no fear. There's a reprint of volume 1 in both the standard and the oversized black and white. But look at these colors. Look at this artwork. Chris Graves killing it. These colors right here are by Dan Kemp from Spawn fame. And we got some more Chris Graves. Look at this double page spread. Killer. A lot of carnage in this volume. Another double page spread. Here's the catch up tier. We got a cosplay cover. Model Tifron did this awesome cosplay cover for us. She even made the pain mask, which looks amazing. And then the new black and white edition for volume 1, oversized new cover by Chris Graves. Also available, the Haunted Pizza exclusive Biker from Mars cover drawn by Chris Graves. Got that Haunted Pizza logo on it right there. Chris is going to sign these in yellow and red, so he can put some ketchup and mustard on that hot dog when he signs it. And guys, don't forget, get the Haunted Pizza baseball cap, snapback. They're shipping right away. You get one now, it goes out in a few days. I already sent one out earlier this week, so make sure you grab them. This is Fund My Comic, guys. I'm going to drop the link in the chat. Make sure you grab your copy because we're going to be fulfilling very soon. There you go. I know that the campaign's been up for a while, and I've promised Chris Graves on the channel. I said we were going to stream every week, and every week there's been a sickness or some sort of family trip to keep Chris away from the channel. But eventually he's going to be here, and we're going to go over the oversized edition of Writhe and Pain Volume 1. We're going to do some director's commentary on it. Can't wait to chat it up with Chris again. But this is what you're getting when you get the oversized black and white edition of Writhe and Pain. Great looking book. Here I got a regular comic right here. I got Primstone's back. So this is the difference between a regular book and our oversized black and white editions. About an extra inch. Mark Penguin says you streamed together on the Don's channel. At least that's true. Chris did make it for that. That was a good time. Thank you to the Don and his crew for having us on, talking Writhe and Pain. And all the awesome artwork they were doing. Vaughn should be here any second now, but in the meantime, man, it's been really busy over here. Ordering all the books for Ride and Pain, went over the lettering proof. Dexter Weeks killed it. Just a few things he had to touch up on that, but those books will be going out to the printer very soon. Also getting that Hostile Assets campaign ready for Kickstarter. I was working on that right before we went live. What else? I finished a screenplay. My first screenplay I wrote in over a decade. Yeah, I think that's right. Actually, 13 years, I would guess. People who don't know, I got my start in writing. I optioned a screenplay back in 2001, a teen comedy called Give Me Back My Stuff. Then I wrote another screenplay when Coney Waves was in development. I wrote the pilot script for that. And now I just wrote another screenplay. So knock some rust off. I see we got our guest here. Let's bring him on. Welcome Von Klaus to the show. What's up, Von?
Mark. Hey, man. I've traveled
Hey.
across time and space to make the best comic books in the world. And now I get to hang out with the Mark Polton. I appreciate
Awesome,
you
man.
for having me, man.
Yeah, no problem. I feel like this is the first time you've ever been on my channel. We've been on other
Really?
people's channels together. But
Right.
I don't think you've ever been here.
I thought I had, but okay. I trust the owner of this channel. more than
Maybe.
myself. on
Maybe.
this
I
one.
don't know. I'm getting a little old. So
Well, I feel weirdly like this has happened before, so I'm just going with that feeling.
yeah.
Got deja vu with you. Deja you, man. Mark Polton. Thank you for keeping comics cool for all these years, man, and promoting
No,
cool
thank you.
people and making awesome stuff yourself along the way.
I appreciate that. Penguin says that doesn't sound right. He's sort of like the historian of my channel, so he would probably know. But I feel like we've only streamed on other people's channels together. I know I interviewed you once because we were on Shane Davis's channel and he just disappeared. So I just took
remember
over
that.
and I interviewed you.
Improv interview. Let's go. Hear the fill the dead
Yeah.
air. You're welcome.
But it's great to have you here. If it's the first time, welcome. If not, welcome back.
I'm honored either way. Thanks for having me.
But for those that don't know who you are, give them the rundown. Give them your origin story.
It's all about me. So I am a humble merchant from Oklahoma who sells really damn good comic books out of his garage. I'm a child of the 80s. I love good comics, violent movies, awesome rock and roll music, and dirty women. Like I love all the cool things in life.
Perfect
I love
combination.
them. And
Yeah.
and I put all of what I love into my comics, and it comes out pretty cool. I like to think, and I've been making comics since I was 8. Ninja Turtles is what got me into doing it. It was like a religious experience for me. I drew 3 comics like without even knowing what I was doing. It just came out of me after looking at Ninja Turtles, and from then on, I've been making them on and off for years until it kind of went pro with Monster MD, and that was some time ago now, I guess. Wow. The time's flying by, man. But
Yeah.
since then, I've made other cool books, Terror in the Trenches, Kitaru Witch Hunter, and other cool books for other cool people. I've written for John Malin. I've written for Art T-Bear. And I've just done a lot of good trailers for people, too. I really love making trailers. I'm kind of good at it.
Awesome. Now you say, Ninja Turtles was what inspired you. Was it the cartoon or did you stumble across the comics first?
The comics.
Yeah.
I was lucky. There was the cool, slightly older kid at church who was like drawing a Ninja Turtle, and he was pretty good at drawing too. And I just immediately fell in love without even seeing the comic. I was like, "What is that?" Oh, he's like, "Oh, that's a Ninja Turtle," and I'm like, "That's the coolest thing I've ever seen." Like, he's drawing them after the comics back then, so they've got those sharp eyes and the dark shadows and the really cool gritty look. And I immediately make my first trip ever to a comic book store and get those books. And that changed my life, I think. I mean, that got me into comics, in that store. I think I also went home with some Wolverine, maybe some Punisher. I was a little kid, but I knew I wanted the violent stuff because when you're a kid, the adult stuff is the cool movies with the violence, with comics, it's like my parents will overlook that, but they will keep me from watching the really good shit like Road Warrior and Predator and RoboCop and all that, even though they ended up letting me watch all of those with them like pretty early. And they did take me to see, Total Recall and Terminator 2. So my parents were pretty damn cool. But damn, they hid American Werewolf in London from me, and that ended up being one of my favorite horror movies. You know, that got me into horror. But that was when they weren't around. I snuck that shit in. But with comics, that's on the down low. They don't check your comics, you know? So I'm taking up Ninja Turtles. It's violent and brutal, and it's heartfelt and real, and it's amazing. And you just love the characters. The story and the art just blew my mind as a kid, got me really into more into drawing than I already was. And from there on, you know, my love of comics kind of sprung forth.
For me, I remember, I can remember like the very first movie I saw in a theater. My parents, for some reason, took me to see Jaws. I was like 3 or 4 years old. I was way too young to see it. But the first time Jaws jumped out of the water, I threw our bucket of popcorn. I was so scared. And growing up with a pool, I was terrified of water. Afterwards, being in a pool by myself, I would always look around to make sure, you know, because the shark could be right behind you.
Or a dude with a cello. No, that would be amazing, dude. I remember being put into a bathtub and left alone as a little kid after seeing Jaws. And I swore he was gonna just come through the drain. Like I could see him, you know, like moving through our drains, coming to fucking eat me. Like the terror that movie inspired in generations of people, especially young kids, is astounding. Now, do you like the movie now?
Oh, I mean, I love it. I had those fears. I still hate the ocean. Like if we go to the beach, you know, maybe I'll, you know, dip my toes in, but I won't go out there. You don't know what type of monsters are out there, man.
That's what's so cool about it, though. But you're right. I used to have nightmares about like, because when you're in the fucking ocean, like that deep dark shit, like you're a micro speck of humanity in a big darkness that's gonna eat you. And I used to have nightmares of Leviathan staring me down from the depths, you know, and me just this floating speck that you can't get away. You can't do anything. Like things are through the water, they're going to get you. It's a horrifying thought. And I would read about like sea serpents as a kid, and the visuals in my mind, like, it kind of scared me of the ocean a little bit, gotta admit.
Now I noticed, I backed all your campaigns,
You're so cool.
There's definitely a heavy horror influence. You mentioned the horror movies and the comic book influence, but is that your favorite genre to write?
No. Doing good horror is hard. But it's fun and thrilling to write when you got a good idea and all the ideas just start falling into place and all the visuals work. Like I've written a few cool horror things. I even have a horror novel in the works, but it is hard. So what I kind of like, I've noticed about myself is I've like churned out more work over the years, and you kind of step back from it sometimes, and you're like, what am I doing? Like, what am I saying? What am I making? Right. You have to kind of check yourself. And I think I'm just writing crazy adventure stories that have a horror element, but have like an action movie element, but have a good comedy element. Like knows when to like have some good one-liners and some comedy. I always have to inject a little comedy in, because it just if I hear the character say it, you know what I mean? And I just think it's just the way I am, my attitudes, my views like of the world sometimes get a little I use comedy in my life to heal, to deal with darkness, I guess. So so I make this mix of all the things I like, and I try to balance it out and make you a really good comic with that. So I'd say my favorite is just adventure. Like adventure my way is my favorite genre.
I feel we're a lot alike. I love to write. You know, I'm a 90s comics kid, so I love writing, you know, my Rob Liefeld, Michael Bay over the top action ones, but I feel like my best books have those horror influences in them.
Yeah, and what are some of your horror influences, like big movies for you?
Oh, so my all-time favorite movie, which I think it's a horror movie, but it's really just a cool movie, and that's The Lost Boys. It's just like I don't know, it's just like this perfect time capsule of coolness. Like there'll never be a group of characters as cool as, you know, David and the other vampires.
Yeah, you can't replace that. You can't capture that
Yeah.
again. I mean,
But yeah,
it's
I love stuff like
magic.
that. Um, you know, 80s horror, Near Dark,
Oh, I love that
Fright
movie.
Night.
I love.
So many good movies, and I love all the slasher stuff. Even the stuff today. Today we talked about Scream a lot on the channel after Scream 7 came out, but I
Yeah.
also love Terrifier, and
Oh
there's
yes.
there's this movie called The Jester, and it's like they saw Terrifier and tried to make their own version of it. I feel like, but I
That makes
love it.
sense. That
Yeah,
happens. Okay, it's good. Okay.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
interesting. A lot of the stuff you listed off, it all actually has really solid story compared
Yeah.
to other horror movies. Like that they're all really well done scripts. The Fright Night script is kind of perfect. Like all
Hmm.
the character arcs, you know what I mean? And the like combination of like saving your girl as becoming a man and going through puberty, and now you can fucking have sex with her at the end. Like cool stuff like that. That is a damn good movie. But like and Near Dark was so well done and like so metaphoric and visually like incredible. It's like a western. Though they
Yeah.
wanted to make a western, and and the studio wouldn't give them money for a western, so they were like, "It's a vampire movie western," and they're like, "Okay, here's your money. Go make a movie in the
Uh,
middle of nowhere."
in the chat, Penguin says Terrifier 4 is going to be filmed on 35 millimeter film.
Hell yeah, that
Yeah, that's
guy's
pretty cool.
amazing because Hollywood came to him and they threw the money at his feet, and he said no.
Yeah.
That makes Terrifier.
Yeah, no, I still remember seeing Terrifier 2. I had never even heard of the first one, but I just wanted to see a horror film around Halloween. And I went to that and I had no idea what I got myself into. And
Yeah.
people got up and just left the theater. And I'm with my friend and we're like, I can't believe this is the most amazing thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, I can't stop. That's funny. I hadn't heard of Terrifier 2 walkouts, but that's awesome to hear that happened.
Yeah.
Every time that happens, I think it helps the movie because he gets a little headline. Like
Yeah.
people walking out, and then people want to go see it. But what's amazing is in part 3, it's because he kills kids. They're
Yeah.
like, there were a few walkouts on that. So those are the only ones I had heard of. I love Terrifier, and I got my mom into it, and she won't admit she likes it, but she watches every single one with me. Every
That's
single
great.
one. She's great. She loves good horror stuff, so we watch that together, and trash TV. It passes the time. But no, man, good choices. Even Terrifier 1 had a solid enough story to keep you
Yeah.
interested, It was cool.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Let's talk a little Terror in the Trenches. So this is based off Black Terror, public domain character. What drew you to the character?
The fact that he should be cooler and he isn't. He should be someone that people are like, oh, sweet, new Black Terror book. What's this? What's going on with him these days? Like he's got a great character design. I love the black and the fucking skull and crossbones. I saw so much potential. And then at the same time, while that was happening, I had an epiphany about a type of story I wanted to write. I wanted to write a Dark Avenger story where it begins with his entire section of the city getting vaporized, like just turned to ashes, and he's kind of forced to don the mantle again and trudge out into the ashes, and the streets have become these trenches, and as he runs through them, he's remembering his past, and we kind of see what led to this horrible event, and his past is revealing more and more things where it shows your damage is coming back to haunt you, your mistakes. They never really go away until you really face them, and that becomes kind of the themes of the book in a lot of ways. So I have this great idea for a Dark Avenger story, and I have Black Terror, and I'm watching him not be that good. Like I'm reading some of the current books that they were putting out for him, and there's no real rhyme or reason to them. And I get kind of infuriated. I admit it. Like I get a little angry even. And I just stay up late one night and I type out 200 pages of like pure badass Dark Avenger story. Black Terror comes, revised for the way I think he should be if we want to make him a cool character. Like showing what I can do with an old school character while still respecting him, taking the old, making it new, making something that everyone can like get into and actually like want to read more, want to get into this character, Black Terror, make him interesting, make him complex, give him a family life, give him, you know what I mean? Give him attempts at redemption, but he keeps getting drawn back into the dark. So all of that came together at the right moment, man. And I just wrote an awesome script. And from there on, I was like, I didn't know if I should make the book, but then Monica and I did some character designs or I did the character designs and then had Monica, the artist for our book, amazing artist from Italy, did redos of my designs and made these. We basically planned out these collages of the characters. And when I saw them, I was like, this is too cool to not do this book. I have to do this book. This is a great story, great art. Let's do it. Monica said, I'm down. So we went with it.
Now, you mentioned the character designs. I know you're an artist. I have one of your art books from from one of your previous campaigns. Do you feel your art background helps you a lot with your writing?
Yeah. I'm a almost autistically visual person. My dad is very visual. We both have visual jobs, and I can see things other people can't because of my training, I guess, if you want to call it that, with art over the years. I can visualize in ways others can't. I do another visual job for a living, and I can like outspot everyone that I work with, and they're like, "Oh shit,
Yeah.
I didn't see that." But that's just like the way we are. That's the way we're wired. We're wired a little weird in my family, but yeah, it's what I do. It's who I am. It's what I do. I don't know.
When you're coming up with a new book, what does it start with? First, like visually getting the character together, or do you have the idea first?
It has to be a concept that gets my motor running. Like it has to be that cool concept that you're so excited you have to put it to paper. So I'll start by writing notes, and my ideas will be loose, but then I do very early on in my process, if you want to call it that. I don't want to be too pretentious or anything, but in my process, I come up with a logo really early on. If I like the idea enough and I'm obsessing, I get like really obsessed. And then I start doing character designs pretty early on. So it's like by the time I'm done, I have this folder and it's like a whole like package for like, let's make a book. And then I can hand all of this to artists. You get a script, you get character designs. You know what I mean? You get everything, characters, bios, backstories. So it's an obsession. And I love doing it because I love designing characters. If we can't I can't just like trust an artist to, I mean, I can, but I try not to trust them to just do whatever they want to do. Because what I'm seeing in my head is what I'm seeing, and I have to share that. Like I have to get that out somehow. Or else it's not going to be right. And if it's not going to be right, I don't want to do a comic. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean I won't collaborate with people and artists and let them do what their thing. I turn in scripts all the time and I have no say, you know, that's cool. But I like my designs too much. I enjoy seeing them brought to life by these artists. And I think they work because in my mind, good scripts and comics all fit together metaphorically, visually, in terms of like their meaning. Everything comes together to create an impact on your audience. And so I just got to get it right. I got to make sure it hits perfect. Yeah.
Now, the original design for Black Terror is a pretty badass design. Was it daunting to, put your own spin on it?
No. I felt like his design, especially the way they do him these days in comics, he looks kind of like super Buccaneer Man, like kind of like Pirate Man. But he's not pirating, and he doesn't like have a ship as far as I know. So what is this pirate? And he's got a cutlass, right? Like he's a pirate and he's got his cape, and I'm just, and he's got his Jolly Roger boots on. I'm like, what the fuck? No, Black Terror is a trench warrior. He was dropped in like a weapon of mass destruction in World War II with these bayonets all lined up, and then one in his mouth and two in his hands. And he's got a trench coat instead of a cape. Which imply, it gives him a cool look, but it also, implies this is a trench warrior nightmare. He cuts people down through the trenches, clears it out. He's a monster almost, he's a hero who needs to be walking the edge of darkness at all times. So reinventing him into more of like a thug with a leather jacket and like all the knives and everything and getting rid of the pirate, that was just fun. That felt right. It felt like I was cleansing the character and making him like Born Again hard for like new readers.
Nice.
Sense. I also wanted to redesign the skull. Huh?
I was just going to say, by the way, there's 123 people watching on X, Facebook, YouTube right now. If you're new to the channel, hit subscribe, hit notifications. I usually stream every Sunday for the Haunted Pizza Horror Movie Club. This week we're talking Marshmallow, which I've never seen before, so I have to watch it before this Sunday. So the first campaign for Terror in the Trenches, big success. Yes. What are you setting out to do with part 2?
Man, I just want to print and ship you guys a book and hopefully win you over for part 3 and get you pumped for it, because this is a great book. This part 2, I want it to be my Empire Strikes Back. I want it darker. I want bigger reveals. I want bigger battles with nastier bad guys. Everything needed to be upped in this. I'm following the rules of a good sequel. Okay, guys. It's a 3-book series though. So if you get into 2, you're going to be begging me for 3, because 3 is like the epic fucking finale, and it's already written and perfect. It's amazing. I want to make that book so bad. I can't wait to combine them all into something big if we can make it. So hopefully people will support. It's on Indiegogo. Check it out. We're close to our goal. We're a little less than 1,000 away from our goal there, which is pretty awesome. I think we can make this.
So I was going to say, you have the book up on 2 different platforms. What's your preferred platform?
Indiegogo, please.
Yeah.
Because we haven't met our goal there. I would like to. Yeah. Did you enjoy?
Yeah.
Pretty good. I mean, yeah, I was taking a risk doing a Black Terror book. You know, people will look at it as just, oh, it's Black Terror, but this is me showing that you can do something really special with him and make him into a real character people can get into. So, yeah, we're at 4,603 backers.
So you mentioned your trailer making skills. Can we watch the trailer?
Please, sir. That would be great. We are crafting the greatest Black Terror story ever told. With your help, the ghosts of his tragic past will drag the man named for terror back into hell in Terror in the Trenches 2. Hey guys, I'm Vaughn, award-winning creator of Monster MD and Kitaru Witch Hunter. I've always loved the Black Terror, but I was sick of seeing this golden age icon watered down, forgotten, so I rebuilt him into something raw, uncompromising, and heavy with real meaning. This isn't just another safe superhero reboot. This is the darkest, most gripping Black Terror story ever put to page. A psychological descent into the nightmarish trenches of World War II and his past sins, where the horrors he thought he buried come clawing back to finish him. Terror in the Trenches 2 is the second volume in the Black Trilogy, his ultimate test. 72 pages of pulpy action that reinvents Black Terror like you've never seen him before. All done in a Bruce Timm on steroids style you won't forget. Will you stand with us and help Black Terror escape the trenches alive? Or watch him finally get consumed by the darkness he's carried for decades? Back the campaign and help us tell the greatest Black Terror story ever told. It's time to dig 2 graves, people. Let's go. Terror in the Trenches 2. I hope to see you guys there. Thank you so much for your support. Man, I would go on and on, don't I?
At first, I thought you were I thought you were live talking over, and I was like, "Oh, okay." But
Vaughn's just laying it out like freestyling.
Your audio was so clear. Yeah. So yeah, that trailer's great. I assume a little AI used for the animation.
Yes. I used Grok to do some animation here and there. I needed to not like detract too much from the art or change. I tried to never like change colors or lighting or anything and just use the art, you know. But I had a blast like animating these different, comic panels. The art, it lends itself so well to animation already.
Yeah, no, it looks amazing. I mean, how far out do you think we are from a Terror in the Trenches animated film?
Don't think it hasn't crossed my noodle, man. I think about that a lot.
It's going to be here. The ability is going to be here sooner than we think. It's amazing, the technology.
Yeah,
let's
it's gotten kind of scary. Yes, the campaign. This is Black Terror. This is so great because it opens in just the darkest corner possible. Black Terror is stripped of his powers. He's got a bullet hole through his belly. He's trying to patch himself up, and he has a sniper with scopes for eyes. She's got these mutated golden scope eyes who's just waiting for him to come out. And when he does, she's blasting him. So, and she doesn't miss. Her name's Lockshot, and she is the first villain he goes up against in this book. Of course, then he goes up against old Sawback here, the cybernetic monstrosity, trapper, destroyer of worlds, Sawback, who's got all kinds of cool dark past stuff that you're going to find out about. It's pretty cool. I think giving these bad guys their own little past and backstory was really fun, and like will add to characters in a way that I think people will get into them a little bit more than they expect.
Yeah.
I think with my work too, people don't think that there's that much. Think there might not be depth, but just give it a read. I dare you. Like, you'll see. There's a lot more going on.
We got Sleeping Psychopathy in the chat. What's up? Thanks for joining us. Oh my God, it's Yvonne.
Wild Vaughn.
So the artist, Monica?
Yes.
She's the artist from Monster MD as well, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, she's fantastic.
Just amazing art. The power, the passion, the darkness, the fury. Like, something about our work, my writing, and Monica's art just makes something special every time. It just gels well together. So much so that someone who hired me to write a story for them hired Monica to do the art for it too, and then they hired my colorist from Terror in the Trenches, Tiago's
perfect. Yeah,
so,
I mean,
yeah,
when you have a perfect
put
team
together
assembled.
like the dream team. Yeah. We put out a great book with Black Terror crossing over with Judex, their character Judex. It came out really great.
Nice. Yeah, this artwork's gorgeous. You mentioned Bruce Timm. That's really, yeah. You mentioned Bruce Timm. That's really, you can see the influences, and man, it looks really like an animated movie stills that we're looking at right here.
Thank you. I really appreciate what we've been able to make with this. To me, this is one of those special books you pick up, you open it, you're like, damn, like the art is just killing me. And the storytelling hopefully is going to blow minds too. I like to think like my books are very kinetic. They're very action driven. They're very, they just keep moving and moving forward at a nice snappy pace, but they know when to, have some really horrific moments. And I think this second book is the most horrific my book gets, even though the third has gets the most brutal and the most crazy and bigger threat. I think in terms of horror, this second book is it. This is the one where like the ghost of his wife is creepier than ever, where the bad guys he goes up against and just like the stuff he's going to go through. It's really awesome. People need to check this out. I think the character Black Terror, to me, like I had to give him an ability he doesn't have normally in comics. Has a fear toxin. You see him as what you fear the most, and then that's how he gets the name Black Terror. The Nazis gave him his name in the headlines or whatever, and he started going with it. But he was a humble pharmacist just trying to live a normal life briefly with his wife Annie, and she was the most meaningful thing in his whole world. And then he lost her, and then he still worked at their pharmacy and tried to take care of his neighborhood in his own way. But then it got decimated by these freaks. And now he's out in the trenches of his old neighborhood, taking them on, remembering the past, delving into the darkness that of like what could have caused this. And it's a really good book. I think people need to give it that chance because it's the brilliant awesome action, but mixed with like this real human fear and heart behind it that I think people are going to like. People are going to appreciate.
Sleeping Psychopathy agrees with you. The creative team is so fucking good. We got Alfred Page in the chat. What's up, Alfred? Alfred, the creator of Footpath, who's teaming up with Gungoth next month. Sleeping Psychopathy also says, "Gotta love your friendly neighborhood drug dealer." But yeah, this man, this visually is such a great shot right here. Love it.
Oh man, I had no idea how it was going to come out, but when I wrote it, well, I had some idea. I wrote it, but I didn't know Monica was going to hit me this hard with this shot. Yeah, I have to agree. Like it came out beautiful. The ghost of his wife smiles in the background from the tree, and then she's over his wife's grave. So this is like a very personal fight that's about to take place as Black Terror tries to save Lady Satan. He also doesn't have his powers either, so it's going to be interesting to say the least. It's going to be really fun. So I basically think this in the end is a story about like facing your fears, admitting your mistakes, and being able to kind of embrace your dark side in order to control it a little bit. And I'm really proud of that. I'm really proud that we're doing something different with Black Terror while kind of like living up to the legacy of this great character. So far, Black Terror fans told me they approve, so I'm happy with that.
That's great. You mentioned that the colorist, the background for this just looks like a painted animation cell. It's stunning.
Yeah. I don't know how Tiago does it, but he does it well. Every time he goes that little extra thing that some colorists might not. I think that gives it that just look that you love. You know. Yeah, all 3 covers, baby. Cover A, cover B, and the Virgin variant. Hell yeah. I like the way these.
How many pages is the book?
72 pages.
Yeah, I was gonna say most of your books are usually pretty thick.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can get your money's worth.
I want people to feel like they got their money's worth, and this was like a great piece of art. And then we got the first book. If you guys missed it, pretty awesome. We got digital versions if you want to just give it a try, you know. A lot of people are buying digital comics from my website, I noticed lately, which is cool. So people are trying me out. Gonna enjoy it, hopefully. And yeah, these were the character designs that made me realize we were kind of cooking with gas. We had something kind of brilliant going here.
Yeah, the designs are incredible. Such a great cast of characters.
Thanks, man. I'm really into like forming that perfect cast because that's why I designed all the villains. They all needed to kind of represent different parts of Black Terror's faults or mistakes in his past. They all needed to kind of fit in with his character in some way. And I just wanted to do a hot Nazi chick who blows stuff up and wears a lot of vinyl. Yeah, I had so much fun with these, and this was my excuse to kind of do my trap jaw, but make him like, you know, his own weird character that people hopefully will get into.
Right.
I just had a ball. I just embraced the evil Nazi doctor trope so hard. Like just went with it. Dr. Koffenstein. There you go. He's awesome. You'll find out a lot more about him in book 3. That's where he kind of comes out. He is in book 1 and 2, and you're going to, you know, see him a bit, but you'll really get to know his, you know, fury in book 3. But I just need your help for book 2 first, guys. I really hope everybody will check this out. Oh yeah, the double-sided poster. It's big. But you can always flip it if you want to change it up. Kelsey Shannon, Lady Satan. And then
you got some character design prints. Does it actually come in a little envelope?
Yes.
Oh, nice. Let me make you full screen. Show that off.
This will make your girl or whatever in your life think that you work for the CIA. So that'll be cool. But then when you pull it out, bam, beautiful character designs.
Nice. Yeah. That's the thing I love about like crowdfunded projects, the high-end extra things that you can get besides just the book.
Right. It's part of the fun, right? Makes them a little more worthwhile and exciting to back. You get something special, you know. These are very, very cool. You get all kinds of stats on the characters, and then you get agent's notes from like an agent who's following them, and it's like a little story that's kind of horrific and kind of awesome. Because these aren't just like perfect good guys. These are kind of dark good guys, you know. They're kind of they're messed up. They got the World War II messed everybody up, you know. But yeah, these are great. I just loved making these. I think they came out really cool. And then you can put them back into the envelope, and you're good.
Yeah, it looks great.
I've always wanted to
we already talked about the great team making these books, and there's your whole universe of characters. Do they all take place in the same universe?
I don't think so.
No.
Every time I don't think so. Maybe Monster MD would run into like psycho killers, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
When I write them, it becomes its own universe, you know, and Kataru Witch Hunter takes place in a more mystical, you know, Japanese feudalistic land. But I was trying to think about that. I was thinking, oh, you know what? I have a character called Rerun Man who's like zombified,
Yeah.
and he's like a zombie Avenger badass. He would totally hang with Monster MD. So there's going to be a few like crossover possibilities that I will always keep in mind for my characters. But sometimes they're just so ingrained in their own story to cross them over with like Psycho Killers crossed with Monster MD probably wouldn't work. You know what I mean? It wouldn't be that
Yeah.
interesting either. The way Psycho Killers are psychic assassins, okay, they're awesome. They're in their own James Bond-esque universe, whereas Monster MD is the universe where the monsters are under our bed. I don't think Psycho Killers are shooting monsters under their bed or whatever. That would be kind of weird. So yeah, there's all these little things that make me find things that fit together and they're not, but that would be, I'm also thought it was presumptuous when people would come to me growing. I don't know about you, Mark, but you ever have the friends that come to you and they're like, I've thought up a whole universe. And you're like, oh, spare me. Sometimes
Man,
I've had those friends.
It's pretty cool looking at all these this cast of characters that you've created. I mean, I feel like this whole crowdfunding thing we've been doing. For me, it's almost been a decade because we did. John and I did the first Graveyard Shift in 2017, and I know you aren't that far behind us because you. I picked you as one of the winning writers to our talent contest. So,
Thanks, Mark.
What has it been, like 8 or 9 years for you doing this?
It has. Yeah, it has. I didn't even think about that, but it has. That's amazing.
Yeah. It's crazy to think that it's been that long.
Yeah, it is. Like, that gave me some perspective on how long it takes to make comics. Damn. It takes a long time, but you love them. You love to make them. You love to do them. And you're obsessed. So you do it. Damn, dude, we've been around, Mark. We've been around. Thanks for.
Do you have a nice like dedicated shelf to all your work?
I do. In my living room, I have all my comps and then all my work like that I've done all there. And then I've got all my covers like in little frames nice. In there. And I got my little what is it, like liquor bar, like roller thing, fucking cart with trophies that I've gotten and shit too. So that's definitely where I take the women first, and then it's all disappointment for the rest of the evening. But yeah, I've got my little shrine of my work. Do you have a nice shelf behind you of your stuff?
I mean, I have stuff like I have like a bunch of Graveyard Shift and US Assassin stuff over here, but downstairs I have like my little I guess man cave where I have like all the books I've done, original artwork hanging up. So yeah, I definitely have a section dedicated to all that. But let's go over some of these reward tiers for Terror in the Trenches. Everything just looks fantastic. You have the $100 total terror tier. What comes in that?
That's every damn thing, baby, including I think like a bonus sticker. But it's got all 3 covers. It's got the double-sided poster, and it's got the print set, the Terror Files. And so you get everything. And then I'm going to throw in a sticker because hell yeah, you deserve it. But I think people would like it. I think I'm surprised how many people got the Total Terror. That's been awesome. So I appreciate everybody. People checking it out, giving me a chance. You're going to love this book. It is worth collecting those covers. I think they're all awesome. So thanks for the support so far, everybody. It's been pretty rad. I know like it's not the best time for crowdfunders, but I got to make a book. I got to make this book for you guys. We've already made like a little over 1/3 of it. So we hope to get it done in a pretty timely manner. We just got to get this campaign so I can pay my awesome art team. We got to get this campaign up there. It's
Sleeping Psychopathy says definitely get your money's worth.
Yeah. So, yeah, I try to make it substantial, worth your money. I just want to entertain the hell out of people. I'm not great with people in general, but if I can entertain you guys, then I feel good. I feel like okay with humanity again. It's just what I like to do for whatever weird reason.
You have a digital tier for $10.
Pretty simple, pretty cheap.
Yeah, you get the Terror Files, which we showed off. They're $15. And then you get you also have the double-sided fold-out poster, $15 as well. Oh, these are add-ons. Add to your pledge.
Yeah.
Digital bundle for $20, both volumes. Got the catch-up tier, $22. Cover A, $25, comes signed by Vaughn. Cover B as well, $25, and the Virgin variant cover. And then the triple threat, all three covers, $75. So, I mean, we mentioned we've been doing this for a long time. What have you learned over the years of, not just making comics, but crowdfunding?
I've learned so much that I think I forgot it, man. It's like, I mean, I've learned how to make better trailers than ever over the years. I've learned how to write better to get people hype and to promote better. I've definitely refined my skills. I've learned that just having a great book doesn't mean everyone's going to get it, because you got to get eyes on it. And so you got to be, you have to become a promoter too, which is not easy for everybody, especially artists when you want to be a reclusive guy like me, like I'd like to be. But
yeah, I was going to ask you,
do
you enjoy this part of it? The promoting?
I always hate it. And then when I actually do it, I'm glad I did. Like,
Yeah.
I dread, like, there's that part of me that dreads being social or getting online, and then I get on and I have a great time with cool people who share my interests, and I forget, I guess that's my own glitch as a human being.
No, I'm the same way.
You are? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, writers. Yeah, we do it right. Do you draw too, Mark, and design stuff, or are you just pure writing? You dabble?
Yeah, no, I draw. I'm nowhere near as good as the artists I work with, but I'll have an idea for how I think a character should look, and I'll sketch him out, and then I'll send it to my artist and be like, make this better. But this is like everything he should have on him, like all the gear and stuff.
Did you know with AI now you can just do that? Like, take your sketch character, put it in, and say, refine this. Make it look hand painted, make it look, you know what I mean? Like, you can just give it some little descriptors and it will turn your sketch into like professional. You have to say, like, make it look professional or whatever. It will be a professional piece of art. You know what I mean? And I did that with a bunch of my character designs as a test, and it kind of blew my mind. Because think about it. I don't know if you've ever done this, but I've been making comics for a while, and there was that period where you had to go to forums, and you had to like talk to people and message people, and you try to like hire the right artist for your book and find the right price.
I met John Malin on a forum.
Right. Those were the days, man. That is cool that you guys found each other there. That's cool. I don't think I work or know anyone from the forum times that I had, but it was tough. It was tough. But like, if you wanted someone to do character designs for you, I mean, it was a huge thing. You went to the forums, you made a post.
Yeah.
You got all these different people going, I'll draw it. And you've got like, most of them suck. And then like, there's the couple that are good, but of course they cost too much. And then there's the one that's just right. He's good, but he doesn't cost too much. Perfect. But then he's a weirdo, and then blah, blah, blah. And then it takes like months and months and lots of money to get those character designs done. Right. Like, it takes, you probably know about this. Like, takes forever, and you've spent all this time, all this money, and then you get like 4 character designs done in like 6 months, and you're like, oh, thank God that didn't take that long. With AI, you click the mouse, and in like 5 seconds, it does it better than the people you paid back in the day. And you're just going, oh my God, everything's changing too fast, man. This is crazy. Okay. Anyway, I'm blown away by that. However, I take pride in hand drawing my character designs like first. I might like tell the AI, like, color this to look like this. And then so I can hand it to an artist and be like, hey, this is what it needs to look like, But other than that, it's a powerful thing. It's really scary. But luckily I work with world-class artists on Terror of the Trenches, Monster MD,
all your projects.
All of it. I've lucked out in life. I used to always wish I had that artist. Well, when I found Monica, I had that artist, and we made Monster MD. We made Terror in the Trenches. These are great books. Like, these are works of art. So I really do hope people will check it out.
We got Art Haida in the chat says, "Hail Black Terror, back rise, back these books." Thank you, man.
Back
You
us
talk about
bros.
the old forum days, and I mentioned meeting John Malin. The entire Graveyard Shift, basically the entire team, we all met on the Rob Liefeld message boards around 2005,
That's
6. Me, John Malin, Anthony George, our colorist, and Tommy Patterson, who took over the book before he passed away. So it's crazy, like all that talent from one message board. And that's just like the four of us. There were so many other people from that message board that went on to do stuff in the industry.
That's so cool.
Yeah, there was like Adelso Corona, who works on Spawn now, I think, inking Brett Booth, Corey Hampshire, who's worked for like Marvel. Yeah, there's just there was a ton of talent. Yeah.
That's
But,
nice to
yeah,
hear. I should have been on those forums, damn it. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, it's crazy going back to the forum days. I actually, those forums still exist. I went
They
back
still
there to
exist?
see. Yeah, you can like go back there and look at old messages. I tried to see if I could find the very first DM I sent to John Malin to like when I pitched him Graveyard Shift, and I couldn't find it.
Dang it. That's a piece of history, man.
Yeah, but yeah, it's crazy. Like all back in the day, like the forums, like besides like the Rob Liefeld message boards, there was like digital webbing and
I went there.
pencil. Yeah.
Digital
and
webbing.
and when you're a writer, like you're like the lowest of the low because you need someone who can draw, and all these artists, they're like, why do I need you? I can just write my own story.
Right. It's true. It's true. You have to find one of those weird artists who's like, I don't know how to write a story. Oh, you take over. But they're rare. They're out there, but they're rare. That was digital webbing is where I definitely hired a lot of people over the years.
Yeah.
Got hired for things and then got told like, no, you're doing it wrong. Yeah, it was interesting. It was the amount of times people just don't pay each other, for things. It's just Oh well, it happens. It happens. But yeah, that was a different era, man. Different era.
Yeah, some things never change though. I'm still chasing down some paychecks for stuff I've written.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Why do we make comics so brutal for everybody?
Yeah. Art says Mark knows the grammar and stuff. He can also copy edit, which I totally know what that is. Thank you. So we're close to the 1 hour mark, close to wrap this up. Is there anything you want the fans to know about Terror in the Trenches 2 before we wrap this up?
Guys, this is Black Terror's darkest moment. This is the Empire Strikes Back, Black Terror style. He is powerless. He is a bullet through his body. He is up against a super sniper and a cybernetic trapper from hell. He has to save Lady Satan. No way to repower himself. Things are going to get dicey. You're going to love this book. This is the story of a real character, not just, my take on Black Terror. No, this is me kind of like releasing the terror to the world in the way I think he's best seen and shown off. I really do hope you guys will check it out. It really helps because we've got an art team to pay. We've got books to print and ship to you. And that's all going to cost a pretty penny because I like to make hot, sexy books like this. So I hope you guys will appreciate it. It's more than just action and brutality. It's great art. It's great story. And the characters are just all incredible. So I hope I hope you guys will give it a shot. And thank you for having me, man. It's been really fun.
Yeah, my pleasure. I dropped the link in the chat once again. Penguin says Ryan Otley got started with digital webbing. I think that's where John originated too. I think he got his first work over on digital webbing as well. But guys, go support Terror in the Trenches too. Go to Vaughn's website to get his back catalog of books. Everything he puts out is just killer, man. I have it all. So make sure you get Terror in the Trenches 2 so we can get part 3, which Vaughn's already promised is even better. So we got to see this to the end.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you.
So before we sign off, Yvonne, where can people find you at?
RiseAgainComics.com. Please check us out. You'll love that website. It's real simple, great store. Rise Again on Twitter, or Vonster on Twitter. And I don't know, where else am I? Oh, yeah, there's an Instagram or something. Look up Rise Again Comics on Instagram. We're out there, sort of. We're sort of making waves. We're making.
And you have your own channel. Have you been streaming?
Yeah, I just started streaming recently. See how the other half lived, and I actually liked it. So I'm thinking I'm just gonna keep that up. I think I'm gonna keep doing that.
Keep at it.
I will, sir. I will.
All right, guys. I want to thank everyone for joining us tonight. All 170 of you. Thank you so much for joining us. Go back, Terror in the Trenches 2. I'll be back Sunday talking Marshmallow with the Haunted Pizza Horror Movie Club. And until then, man, thanks for watching.